Hi, and welcome to Jack of the Movies. I'm your host, Jack Heim, and today we are continuing our look into the world of James Bond with Roger Moore's first installment in the world of 007 in Live and Let Die. Um, After the success a bit of Diamonds Are Forever, it did do successful, but for Bond fans, they knew that Sean was retired. He was retired, and so Connery had decided to stay away from the franchise, and they started looking at other actors to play Bond for the next film. And one of the actors they had in mind was already under contract with United Artists at the time, being Burt Reynolds, who had just done a film, Fuzz, in '72, and was now going to do another film called White Lightning. And before he did that, he was offered to play James Bond in Live and Let Die, and he decided to decline it and do White Lightning, which came at the same time with Live and Let Die. And then they contacted Roger Moore, who was originally asked to play Bond in Dr. No, and they originally were thinking about doing it in '62, but he was contracted to do The Saint. And when they were originally going to do Honor Majesty's Secret Service, he was unavailable, and then now he was available to do this film. So at the age of 42, he would play James Bond, starting off with this film. This would be his first film in a 7-year run of playing James Bond, being 7 times in 7 years from '73 till 1985. But we're going to focus on one of my favorite action sequences in this film. But the plot of the film is that 3 MI6 agents have been killed in the last 24 hours. George in New York, Hamilton in New Orleans, and Baines in the Caribbean. So Bond is sent by M to find out who's behind these murders. And then he finds that it leads to a dictator of the Banana Republic of Saint Monique, which is a fictional version of Jamaica in the film, done by Yaphet Kotto, who is the villain. This film would also be the beginning of taking influence from what was popular at the time, and I will explain this for each of these films, from this film to the next film, and some of these, they were taking influence from what was popular at the time. And at '72, when they were going into pre-production, the blaxploitation films were becoming big, and we were having a big African American revolution at the time in filmmaking. And we had Shaft come out in '71, at the same time with Diamonds Are Forever. That was done by MGM, and then other films that were coming out. But this film would be a Bond going on a blaxploitation adventure in the film. And the footage here is not owned by me, or it's owned by MGM, United Artists, Eon Productions, Dan Jack, and Amazon. But we're going to focus on the boat chase sequence, which is the biggest action sequence that they started filming with. And they used a lot of boats for the sequence. So here we go with the Live and Let Die boat chase sequence. Let's roll it.
Bond ripped off one of our boats. He's headed for the Irish Bayou. The man that gets him stays alive. Now move, you mother!
They almost used the word mother effer in Bond film. For some of the sequence, Roger Moore did some of his own driving for it, but also second unit director and stunt coordinator Jerry Camone, who was one of the American stunt team guys who was working on this, and Eddie Smith was working on it, doubling for some of the heavies as part of the African American Stuntmen's Association. They started up with helping Stanley Kramer on the film It's a Mad World, and the foundation for it. They would be part of other films and being part of the big part of stuntmen, including even working today still, including in the film film Hooper, they actually acknowledged the organization.
Toby, I got me a regular Ben-Hur down here. Doing 95 minimum. Need any help, J.W.?
And the first version of Sheriff Buford T. Justice was done. Yes, Sheriff J.W. Pepper of the Louisiana State Police. Who, so he's actually the prototype for Buford T. Justice in Smokey and the Bandit. He's one of them. And we see one of Canadian's men.
You got a set of wheels you just won't quit, boy. If there's yours, that is, spin around, boy.
I hate
10 fingers on the fender.
saying that to an African American. By today's standard, this would not be good, but this was the 70s.
I'm sure this ain't exactly your debut with this sort of thing. You picked the wrong parish to haul ass through, boy. Nobody cuts and runs on Sheriff J.W. Pepper.
And Clifton James, who plays Sheriff Sheriff J.W. Pepper in this film, actually is the first guy to actually almost say an F-bomb in film history. And this was a world record jump. And he hit that thing and going at high speed and did that. It was a world record jump and made it into the Guinness World Record in 1974. See it also in the Guinness Book of Records of 2010. You can tell Miss Pearson to take a flying jump in a dry creek.
That looks like a boat. Stuck in the sheriff's car there, Eddie?
Boy, where you been all your life? That there's one of them new car boats.
By the powers invested in me by this parish, I hereby do commandeer this vehicle and all those persons within. And that means you smartass.
After the boat being hit, he's losing fuel. So Bond's engine actually got hit, so he's losing fuel. But this boat chase is a great sequence. I do recommend you watch this whole sequence Die DVD, or an Ultimate Edition DVD or Blu-ray, or even if you're on streaming, watch it on Amazon Prime. Great sequence, and great use of stunts and action in film. The sequence is a great part, and it's a great way to end the second act of the film. The second part of the film is this big boat chase, and it does really great. It has some great action, great use of action. It's like a great sequence, and they had about 27 boats, and they did a lot of action, and one of the boats actually crashed, not during the jump, but later in the chase. I don't want to spoil the whole chase for you, but the footage here is not owned by me. It's owned by MGM, United Artists, Eon Productions, Dan Jack, and Amazon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this chase sequence, and we'll be back with another action sequence from the man with the golden gun. So, until next time, the name's Hun. Jack Hun. So long for now.